Okay, so like I've said before, I'm still working on figuring things out here. So I haven't quite got down what it is I want to do yet. I'm posting random things here and there, opinions, thoughts, whatever. And, you know, I'm a WWE fan, always have been, always will be. I've got some interest in other things like, Naruto and Bleach and Dragon Ball, or, certain games like Call of Duty and, Mortal Kombat, Final Fantasy. Some things like every now and again, like Pokemon, Zelda, movies, mostly horror, the Marvel, DC, typical things most everybody likes or seems to like. I'm still figuring things out, but I'm open to ideas. I mean, we can talk about random things like time travel or aliens or your opinions on religion or what have you. Or I try to stay away from most of the religious stuff or political things because that tends to get a little bit much every now and again, especially with people not really agreeing with my opinions and having their own. I don't care what you think. That's you. More power to you. If that's what you like, great. But, it's just not me. I'm still going to have a conversation with you. I'm not trying to be upset or defensive with my responses about things, but sometimes there's just sheer stupidity out there and around everywhere that you just can't get past. And common sense is a big issue nowadays. Big issue. We're lacking a lot of it as a society. Not individually, yeah, individually a lot of people are lacking that. But, each to their own, like I said. I'm still working on ideas. I'm still trying to come up with thoughts. It's not so simple if you just post something every now and again and hey, some things stick, some things don't. Now, so far, it seems like a lot of you are more interested on the whole Logan or Jake Paul situation, which, I am as well. I mean, I feel that most of the stuff that's been going on has been more, hey, I'm going to run my mouth, and because I'm paying you, it's okay when I win this fight, which I'm sorry is a bit much because, you know, we all want to see this happen. And this whole last boxing match with Jake wound up giving us what we wanted, but now everybody on his team and legal and what have you seems to be a bit butthurt about it. You know, it's a boxing match. If you're not getting hurt, are you even really boxing? Someone eventually is going to get knocked out, and everyone's been waiting for it. We finally got it. But that being said, Logan, he runs his mouth a lot too. And don't get me wrong, man actually is pretty skilled at what he does. You gotta give him at least that. You may not like him, and that's okay. But he does bring in a crowd. He is helping a lot with WWE, and even with that, people are not really happy with him. But if you know the sport, or as you want to call it, sports entertainment, you know, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to. He's got talent. He's doing well in the ring. You may not like his methods, but it's effective. So, what more can you say? I know that if I was in the ring with any one of these guys, I get myself knocked out in less than 10 seconds, easily, in the first round. I'm not a fighter, and I never would say that, I could take them in a match, because it's not possible. I'd lose. Easily. I'm not even going to act like, there's even a possibility of it. I mean, I'm just some random guy with a phone, Like, I don't box, I don't wrestle, I don't do that kind of stuff. I enjoy watching it because I can't do that stuff. But you gotta give it to him. Like, he is doing well. Now, with WWE, there's a lot of things that I'd like to see go on match-wise and whatnot, but, we all have our dream matches. We all do. One day we may get them, if we're lucky. And, there's a good chance of that. Paul Levesque, Triple H, he's been doing such a great job with running things. And yeah, you may not entirely like everything he does. And, some of the matchups are not exactly what you're looking for. But even under Vince McMahon, that was the case. Either you love it or you don't. You're going to like certain things or you're not. You're going to like everything or not. You'll get there. It's just part of being a fan. You're not going to love everything, but you're going to love enough to keep you coming. They've got a lot going on with their rosters, and they're still trying to compete with AEW to keep everybody's attention. And, I'm not going to lie, I've been actually slacking a lot with AEW, so I don't know as much about what's going on over there yet. I'm going to start getting back more into that, but that's because I'm more of a WWE fan. I can't help it. It's just where I started, it's just where I want to be, and, I can't get away from it. Maybe that's, because I grew up with it. Maybe it's not. But that's okay. For the newer people getting into it, great. For the older generation realizing that it's not for them anymore, I get it. Most of the older guys that you're used to seeing are gone. And things have taken multiple turns in the past 30 years, so I get it. Now, as far as, anime goes, my first anime was, pretty much like most of the kids in the 90s. We started with Dragon Ball and Yu Yu Hakusho, and, we had things like Outlaw Star and Pilot Candidate, Blue Gender, S-Cryed. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but it is what it is. We've got Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. We've got Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's all good stuff. But that's pretty much where I started. I'm still watching certain current stuff like Solo Leveling and JJK and MHA. Still keeping up with Dragon Ball Super, what have you, Naruto, Boruto. If you haven't caught up on the manga for Boruto, you definitely want to. Two Blue Vortex has been very well received and has been doing amazing. If you want to look at more of that, there's other YouTubers out there that are doing a lot with that. And they're very insightful. They've got a lot more information to give. And, just like everything coming out currently, you've got to have your own opinions, your own theories. Yeah, some of them don't pan out, but it's still fun to think about. But, like I said, I'm still figuring things out. Any ideas and suggestions are definitely helpful and useful. I'm on watching everything being commented on, posted on, whatever, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you got to do this whole spiel of like and whatever, you know what you got to do. If you like it, great. If not, at least thanks for watching, that's pretty much all I can ask for. I'm learning, so it's going to take time, but we'll all figure it out together.